Hello everyone, long time no see. So today is a training outing for my through hike of the Great Divide Trail later on this summer. And just to start things off, I decided to tackle the Cambridge to Paris rail trail. So it's going to be nice and flat, but it's more of a test of endurance as it's about 20 to 22 kilometers long. It should take me between 4.5 and 5 hours, give or take, assuming all goes well. And so that's really about it in a nutshell. Beautiful day out, easy hiking. Again, it's going to be more just to kind of like get the bones and the muscles moving again, and just seeing how my body stands up for, you know, being out on the trail for this long, and see just how badly out of shape I am, but we'll see. But I also wanted to give you a really nice shot of the view that I have right now. So the Cambridge to Paris rail trail follows the Grand River, but it does meander a little bit, you know, towards and away from the Grand River a little bit, so your views will change quite a bit. So I'm just going to flip the camera around and you can see for yourself. So as you can see, it's a very flat, easygoing trail. And again, this used to be an old rail bed, and there's quite a few of them in Ontario. Now this is not the Grand River. This is just a pond or a little inlet, and maybe just beyond those trees there. So maybe about the halfway point between like this line here and the treetops, you can see the Grand River on over there, and a little bit more through the trees there. And I'll give you some more shots as the scenery improves. So this is my first hike since November, when I redid the first half of the Elgin Trail. So needless to say, you know, body's a little out of shape, actually a lot out of shape, but we won't go there. So a couple of reasons for the outing today. Obviously just to clean out the cobwebs and get things moving, but also well, I wanted to test a new base layer. I got a Smart Wool 150 underneath this jacket, and I can tell you it's pretty toasty. It's also warmer than I thought it was going to be today, despite the fact that this is mid-February in Ontario. It's actually 4 degrees Celsius right now, and that's positive, not negative. Very unusual. It was actually warmer overnight last night. It was 8 degrees. So needless to say, between the puffy and the Smart Wool, I'm pretty warm. So that's always a good thing to know, that things are working as they should. Sorry, just another shot of what I'm looking at. It might be an uneventful trail in terms of the terrain, but it's always nice to walk along the water. Lots of geese, ducks, and the old woolen mill is coming up in a little bit, so I'll take you down there, assuming it's still there. My last adventure here was about 2 years ago, and it was a nice trail. For those interested in long trails, you can actually hike all the way from Cambridge right into Hamilton. So the Cambridge to Paris rail trail is roughly, say, 22 kilometers. The Paris to Brantford trail connects immediately, so there's no deviating or trying to find one trailhead after another. It just leads from one to the other. And that, I believe, is, I think, 13 to 18 kilometers, but I'll put down the notes in the video here if I'm mistaken. And then of course you can carry on from Brantford right into Hamilton, and then from there you could pick up the Bruce Trail and head towards Niagara Falls or Tobermory. Lots of options there. And there's a nice view here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, is the Grand River. And for anyone looking for a day trip and something really cute to see, you can always go into downtown Cambridge or Galt. There's some really cute shops there and some nice places to have a lunch and coffee. Yeah, anyways, took about enough of your time for the time being, and we'll check in a little bit later. Till then, hope to see you on the trail. Just gonna get off the trail here and take another little shot of the river. And if you can see, a couple Canada geese on the island there. Taking in the sun. As you can probably hear in the audio, it's pretty close to the highway as well, so still get that car traffic, but still worth it. Don't really see a path along the river, well, aside from the trail, of course. I seem to recall last time I was through here, these signs were a lot more legible, but if you can't make it, it says 73 kilometers, and this kilometer sponsored by the Canadian General Tower Limited. So 73 kilometers, I believe, to Hamilton. And kind of nice to see those signs when you're on a trail, and kind of gives you something to aim for and kind of count down. Obviously, you're not going to do the whole 73, or it was close to 80 when I started today, but still kind of nice to see. So very happy to see that I didn't pass the old woolen mill, and it's still standing. Beautiful old building. I won't take you guys in, but I will refer you to my video from a couple years ago when I did this trail last and scoped it out. It was probably the best view from the road up there, but very, very cool. So in the middle, you'll see a channel. Actually, you can see a little bit there. So water was diverted from the river and passed underneath the mill, using the flow of the water to turn the millstones. So there you can see the pass. Would have loved to have seen this in its heyday. And there you can see the Grand River in the background. So I was a little off by my estimation for where I was on the trail. I'm about 7.5 kilometers into the trail from Cambridge. So that's where you can see this beauty. Okay, back at it. Yeah, just a quick update. Almost at the halfway point today. The sun is starting to go down a little bit, especially with the trees. And of course, as a hiker and backpacker, all I see here in that nice little plateau is so many places to pitch a tent, spend the night. Just ran into a few more people on the trail. There's obviously quite a few more as you leave Cambridge. But as you get further away, the trail gets less populated. Still a few people on bikes though. But definitely a nice, easy way to get 20 kilometers in. Well, the journey is half over. And trail marker 68, I believe. So again, that marker is for Cambridge to Hamilton. And the sign is much better shape than the others. So if you're only looking to do half this trail, then you can certainly park one vehicle in Cambridge and another here. If you have 2 people, 2 vehicles. Otherwise, I believe and kind of hope that Uber is available out this way. Take a little snippet here. And if I remember correctly, there's a restaurant or a cafe right at the main highway there where this side road leads. So this is the end of the side road, and just up at the top there, I believe, is the restaurant. But I'll double check that and put it in the video description for you. Some info for your education, so feel free to pause the video. All right, so Cambridge is up where we started. Glen Morris. Yeah, so that's pretty much where we are, Glen Morris. Here's Paris, and then of course you go through to Brantford and all the way to Hamilton. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a very quick break as I'm running out of daylight, and I'll check in a little bit later. Well, hi there folks. So another little update. So I passed through Glen Morris and the halfway mark. I'm about maybe 1.5 kilometers past that point, and I'd say I'm in the quieter half of the Cambridge to Paris rail trail for a couple of reasons. For one, I'd say that there's just fewer people that use this half of the trail, and secondly, I'm much further away from the highway. So as you can tell, nothing. So it's quite nice. Just to kind of give you a little bit of what I'm looking at now. Obviously the trail ahead of me, and if I spin this around, this is the trail behind me, and a beautiful forested area. And somewhere beyond those trees is the Grand River, which we will be coming up to again at some point. But yeah, quite calm and peaceful. You can hear motorcycles and cars, but well in the distance. I think I've seen my second squirrel of the day, and that's really it. I don't want to say that this trail is devoid of wildlife, but I just think that there's too many people, too much traffic to really attract anything else than squirrels and maybe the occasional chipmunk. But certainly don't quote me on that. All right. So as you can see, I got less than an hour worth of daylight left. See how far I can get without getting the headlamp out, which I did bring with me this time. I've certainly gone out a number of times without a headlamp and not quite regretted it, but ended up needing it, and ended up pushing myself to finish the trail faster than I really needed to, and of course in doing so kind of hurt myself. Just not like falling or anything, just putting additional strain on the muscles in the joints. So today I didn't really come right out and intentionally start this trail as late as I did, but a part of me still would like to do some nighttime hiking, this time with a better headlamp. Some time ago I tried to do a through-hike of the Elora Cataract Trail, but it was in, I'd say late fall, and I started running out of daylight, and the headlamp that I had at the time really only gave me, I don't know, just a few feet of visibility. Not really much at all. So wouldn't mind trying out the one that I have on, or that I have with me now. Another very cool place to pitch a tent. Only needs a little bridge. Well, folks, as you can see, I'm losing daylight big time, and so I did a couple things. I switched to my other glasses and fished out my headlamp just in case. I'm going to assume that I'm going to need it, but by what time and for how long I'll need it, I'm not entirely sure. According to the All Trails app, I've hiked 15.5 kilometers. I did pass trail marker 64 a little while ago. So according to those markers, I have about 3.5 kilometers to go. So not entirely sure how far I have left to go, but not too far. Started hearing an owl in the background somewhere, so that's pretty cool. And geese are flying overhead. So just in case I can't record again because it's nighttime, although I'll try. Like, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you have any... Cool. Anyways, so like, subscribe, let me know if you have any questions or concerns about the trail, the gear that I wear or bring with me, even on a day trip. And hope to see you out there, folks. Till then. All right, folks, I'm going to try not to shine the light in your face here, but just a quick update. So I am currently at, I'm not sure how well you can see that. That's trail marker 61 kilometer. And just behind me, I can't really see it anymore, but just beyond where the light is able to flash is the Murray Lookout. And there it actually says that it's 3 kilometers to Paris. So as far as I know, it's about a 20 kilometer hike from Cambridge to Paris, which according to the trail marker, I have 1 more kilometer. But according to the marker at Murray Outlook, I have 3 kilometers. And according to my All Trails recording app, I've hiked 17.5 kilometers. So I will check in when I actually get to the junction between the Cambridge to Paris and Paris to Brantford trails, and we'll let you know how it goes and how many kilometers it actually is. So until then, hang in there. Almost done. So I made it to the car. Distance-wise, overall, trailhead to trailhead was 20.7 kilometers. And the last sign at the, I believe it was the Murray Lookout, was correct. So I think at that point, the All Trails app had recorded 17.5 kilometers hiked. And of course, by the time I got to the trailhead in Paris, it was 20.7. So I'd say that was about accurate for 3 kilometers. Went by the 60th, this 59th trail marker for kilometers, but I never got to the 58th. So the trailhead is between the 59th and the 58th kilometer marker. And that's that. So, picked up a $30 Uber back to the car in Cambridge, or just outside of Cambridge here. And obviously it's well past dark. And being off my feet for, you know, just a few minutes, and they're definitely telling me that I am in trouble in terms of having not hiked in so long, or in as long as I didn't. So I definitely have to get on the trail more and get some more kilometers under me. But yeah, without further ado, thanks for sticking around. Questions, comments about the trail or whatever else, you know how to leave a message down below. Leave a comment, I should say. And hope to see you out there. Till then.